Hi guys! Today I am just feeling a bit blue, as the title says, and basically during this week I've been having one of those ups and downs that I just tend to have due to MS. And have this kind of feeling that I need to get that motivation, and I need to keep pushing myself to do things, and in general, I find myself struggling doing just normal things, and I get extremely tired, and that is possibly naturally because of MS, and I just find myself in places of hopelessness. But yet I know that because luckily I am given the chance to have AGCT and halt my disease progression, I can do that. And just by only thinking the fact that I am going to have the AGCT in about 130 days, at least I have a chance to make the horrible disease progression of MS to stop. But yet, since I've been living day by day and just thinking that every day counts and every moment, every single second is meaningless and it's important to live and just seize the moment. And I've had that path and that kind of way of living ever since I was diagnosed with MS. But luckily, at least some good news, I heard that the article I was talking about in some of my previous videos, the article I basically wrote about my opinions, what is wrong with my country's healthcare system in autoimmune disorders like MS and basically MS, because I'm an MS patient. This article has been read now. So far, has been read by an editor in this certain journal, and I got some positive feedback already, which I was very happy about. They basically told me that the article was good, very good, and they are going to publish it, but in which issue, that is yet unknown. So all I can do right now is to wait until it will be published, and it will obviously be some kind of surprise even to me. But yes, that was a good thing, and just a little bit lifted my spirits. But yeah, basically these MS symptoms, I cannot emphasize it enough how horrible it is to live with MS. But yes, I know that I need to keep my expectations realistic, since I have already some damage in my cervical spine and in my thoracic spine, and I just need to feel that I have hope, although I have all these symptoms and all these stupid lesions. But like I've read in one of my blog posts, I just feel that life is a constant battle. One day you feel great, the other day you just feel down, and you need something to drag you from the so-called hell. And life is ups and downs, even without MS, but with MS it's even worse, and physically you just feel that you are like going uphill, and suddenly when you least expect it, you start going downhill, and that is a very, very steep and deep way down. I also must admit that as I'm getting closer to my date each day, I just feel this anxiety more and more. Actually, I didn't have this kind of anxiety. Basically, it didn't exist until now. Slowly, it has been developing inside my head, and just has grown into this anxiety, and it also affects my MS symptoms to some degree. Also, other causes of stress in my life are a factor, yes, but this whole procedure, it's a great journey. It's very rocky journey to begin with, and it will be until I have fully recovered, and that recovery is going to take years. So I just need to be fully engaged, and maybe with time, of course, it is important to realize, and maybe that anxiety is part of it's necessary, because patients who are going to go to have HACT in their home countries or wherever, even abroad, these people, everyone should notice and notify and acknowledge that having HACT is a real commitment. It is real struggle and real fight you have to go through. With every step of the way, you have to be cautious, you have to be aware of things, risks, benefits, and above all, have realistic expectations. And maybe since sometimes I tend to overthink, and when it concerns my own health, I even tend to overdo that overthinking. And the result is obviously some kind of anxiety. I guess that is something that just somehow it feels in the same time, at the same time it feels somehow very unreal, but yet I know that since I can feel the anxiety, I know it has to be real, because the date is getting closer and closer, and maybe I just think that this is just happening, this is coming. And of course, like I told you in the previous videos, I have this conflicting feelings. I'm afraid, but I want to be brave, and I want to just go through it and be a warrior and just fight my fight as it comes, and just not be afraid of anything. But yet I am a human, I'm a person, I have my weaknesses, everyone has their weaknesses, but I am afraid. And since it's a serious treatment, it's a heavy treatment, it's the most aggressive treatment I've ever received. I haven't had cancer yet, hopefully won't ever have, but this is something that really makes you think that anything can happen. You just hope for the best, but still sometimes you just can't help but think the worst case scenario, what could happen. And it's really making me a mess as a person. I just have become this messy person, literally, and just I don't know where to start. There's many things I should do, but the motivation is very hard to find when being in this state of this weird anxiety and weird sensations, and then just if you add also the MS symptoms, the whole situation is hard to explain. And it's like you need to go forward, just keep moving, but something keeps dragging you backwards and a little bit sideways, and just you don't know what you're doing in the same time, although you know that you need to keep taking those next steps in order to proceed and go forward. But that is part of being an MS patient and being on this journey to have HACT. But it's like I said, sometimes you feel sad, sometimes I feel better, sometimes I feel anxious, but anyways, every second is there for you and for me and for anyone to live, not to regret later. But unfortunately, like with MS, I just cannot get rid of it, even with HACT. But at least with HACT, I can try to see the disease progression, like it, and feel that I've been almost cured. Naturally, wasn't very much for you to watch or hear, but I just wanted to share with you guys, especially with you who have MS and struggle with it every day. And obviously most of you can relate, even some of you who don't have MS. But life throws you challenges. Every one of us deals with those challenges differently, and that is normal since we are all different. And MS is so different. MS acts so differently in every single patient who has it. And I hope the article gets published very, very soon, just so that I get it in some of the issues that are going to be published in October in the following weeks. So I hope that will happen, so that that I'm on schedule before I go to the neurologist. If you like to support me, I think you know the way. Just go to my blog page and you'll find the info there. If you have any questions, just write me in the comment section below, or send me an email, or contact me on Facebook. If you like to contact me on Facebook, just write me a message. If I don't know you, just write me a message. Usually I don't add people I don't know, especially to the group that is basically for donating for the people that are close to me and know me. So hopefully you like this video, or at least like this little guy who is always present and so encouraging. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.